up to this point. Then if we take force in order, then it will be starting point will be over here and end point over here, but that is not the resultant, that will be equilibrium. So resultant will be taken in a reverse order. So that's why this resultant is shown from the starting point of the Q to the end point of the P, and that's why this resultant is in a reverse order. Next is law of polygon of forces. If number of forces are acting simultaneously on a particle, so previous two theorems are for the two forces, and over here when number of forces are acting on a particle and are represented in magnitude and direction by sides of polygon taken in order, then the closing side of the polygon drawn in the reverse order represents the resultant of a given set of forces in magnitude and direction. So over here these four forces are acting at one particular point. So this F1 force is, let us say, horizontal. So we have drawn the same force over here in magnitude and direction. So direction must be same and magnitude in a scale. So where the F1 force ends, from this point we have drawn F2 force. This is the F2 force and the direction is same. So this line and this line is parallel. Then where F2 force ends, from that F3 force is drawn. This is the F3 force, it is drawn over here. Then the last force F4, which is drawn from the end point of F3. It is starting from this and end over here. So from F1, F2, F3 and F4 they are in a order. Now this resultant is in a reverse order and it is the closing side of a polygon. So this R represents in magnitude and direction the resultant of this force system. Next is the Lami's theorem. Lami's theorem in statics states that if three coplanar like forces are acting on the same point and keep it stationary, then it obeys the relation A upon sin gamma is equal to B upon sin beta is equal to C upon sin alpha. See the figure over here. First force is, let us say, force A, second is force B and third is force C. Then another important word is the like forces. That means all the forces must be either tensile force or compressive force. That means either these forces are going away from the point, all the forces, or coming towards the point, then it is known as like forces. So this must be a like force. Then force A upon sin gamma it is written. That means sine of angle made by other two forces, force B and C. So A divided by sin gamma, which is equal to force B divided by sin beta. So this beta is angle made by force A and force C, which is equal to C upon sin alpha. So force C upon sin alpha, where alpha is the angle made in between force A and force B. So over here it is explained where A, B, C are the magnitude of forces acting at a point, let us say O, and the values of alpha, beta and gamma are the angles directly opposite to the forces C, B and A respectively. 2D coplanar force system. So there is one example. So this is one example of 2D coplanar force system where there are two ropes. You can say first is AD and second is AB, and one weight having mass 40 kg is acting at this A point. If the whole assembly is in equilibrium, then particle A is also in equilibrium. So this A point is in equilibrium. To determine the tensions in the cables for a given weight of the cylinder, you need to learn how to draw the free body diagram and apply equations of equilibrium. So now we will see the free body diagram. So first of all, what is the meaning of free body diagram, why we are drawing free body diagram, and how to draw the free body diagram. So free body diagrams are one of the most important things. First of all, what? So what is free body diagram? it is a drawing that shows all external forces acting on the particle. Next is why we are drawing free body diagram. It is the key to being able to write the equations of equilibrium which are used to solve for the unknowns, usually forces or angles. And next is how we are drawing the free body diagram. So number 1 is, imagine a particle to be isolated or cut free from its surroundings. Number 2 is, show all the forces that act on a particle. There may be active forces or reactive forces. Active forces are the forces which try to move the particle, and reactive forces are tend to resist the motion. Third step, identify each force and show all known magnitudes and directions. Show all unknown magnitudes and or directions as variables. So over here, this cylinder having mass 40 kg, so weight due to this cylinder is 40 kg multiplied by gravitational acceleration. So it is 40 multiplied by 9.81, so it will be in Newton, 392.4 Newton, which is acting downwards. At a point this weight is suspended, so at a point the force is acting downwards. Now the system is in equilibrium. There will be tensile forces in rope AD and AB. So this force, let us say it is FD, because this point is D and over here point is B, so let us say it is force FB. Now this FB force makes angle 30 degree with respect to positive x-axis. So this is called the free body diagram at a point. Over here, this FC is the known force and FD and FB are unknown forces, which are the tensions in the cables which are to be calculated. Since particle A is equilibrium, the net force at A is equal to 0. So you can say that forces, algebraic sum of forces along x direction is equal to 0 and along y direction is equal to 0. So these are two equations of equilibrium. They can be used to solve for up to two unknowns. So let us write, first is summation of fx is equal to 0. Now for that, sign convention is very important. So over here it is written that positive right hand side, that means whichever is the force or component of force which is acting on the right hand side is considered as positive, so automatically left hand side will be negative. And for Fy, the sign convention is upward force is taken positive and downward force or component of force is taken negative. So the equations of equilibrium are written, summation of Fx. Now how many components or forces in x direction? There will not be any component of vertical force in horizontal direction, and there will not be any component of horizontal force in vertical direction. So over here this Fc is not considered because it is vertical, so in the horizontal there will not be any component of this force Fc. So now first force is, let us say this Fd, which is acting in left hand side, and the component of this Fb force which is acting on right hand side. So Fb cos 30, Fb cos 30 which is acting on right hand side, so it is taken as positive, and minus Fd because Fd is acting in left hand side direction is equal to 0 because it is in equilibrium. And second, summation of Fy, which is equal to the summation of forces in vertical direction, so there will not be any component or force of Fd in the vertical direction. So first force, let us say Fb, so component of Fb force in vertical direction is Fb sin 30 which is in upward direction, and that's why it is taken positive, and Fc is acting downward, so it is 392.4 Newton minus is equal to 0. So solving these two equations we will get what is Fb and what is Fd. So Fb is equal to 785 Newton and Fd is equal to 680 Newton. Now we have assumed that there are the tensile forces in these two cables and our answers are positive, that means in both the ropes or both the cables the tensile forces are acting, that is 785 Newton and 680 Newton. Let us consider one example. An iron piece is attracted by 4 magnets as shown in figure. So this is centrally there is an iron piece and 4 magnets are placed. These 4 magnets are attracting this iron piece. Calculate magnitude and direction of force N to keep the piece in equilibrium. Over here, magnet 1 is applying 50 Newton force on this iron piece at 45 degree with respect to positive x direction. Magnet 2 is applying 70 Newton force at 40 degree with respect to minus x axis. Then this magnet 3 is applying 100 Newton force, again tensile, and the angle with respect to minus y is 15 degree. And the fourth magnet M4, we don't know this value N, and we have to calculate the value this N and theta such a way that this iron piece must remain in equilibrium, that means it will remain at the same position. So let us calculate the components. All these forces are going away from the iron piece, or let us say this origin. So consider the first force, that is 50 Newton. So 50 Newton force have two components, one will be in upward direction and second will be in right hand side direction. As angle is made with respect to x axis, so component in x direction will be cos component. So it will be 50 multiplied by cos 45 in right hand side. So over here it is given 50 into cos 45 is on right hand side. Then second component in vertical direction will be 50 into sin 45, which is again upward direction. So this will be 50 into sin 45. So this force is divided into two components. Then the second force, 70 Newton force, is again to be divided into two components. So first is horizontal component. Again it is angle is made with respect to x axis. So x component will be cos and y component will be sin. So this x component which is acting on left hand side is 70 multiplied by cos 40. So it is written 70 multiplied by cos 40 and arrow is shown in left hand side direction. The vertical component of this 70 Newton is 70 into sin 40. So it is in upward direction, this 70 into sin 40. The third magnet is applying force 100 Newton. There will be two components. Now over here angle is given with respect to y axis, and that's why cos component will be in this y direction and sin component will be in the x direction. So 100 multiplied by cos 15, force acting downward, is over here 100 into cos 15, and the horizontal force is in the left hand side direction 100 multiplied by sin 15 in the left hand side direction. Then the fourth force, we are not knowing the magnitude and direction. It is given n and theta. Theta is with respect to x axis, but we can divide it to two components. So let us say that horizontal component is n cos theta, which is in right hand side direction. So this is n cos theta in right hand side, and the downward component is n sin theta. So over here it is n sin theta. So all the four forces are divided into two components. So total components are 8. Over here these two components are in positive x side, these two components are positive y side, then these two components are negative x side, and these two components are in negative y direction. Resolving all the forces in x and y axis, now we get the equilibrium conditions as follows. So summation of fx should be equal to 0 because it is given in the problem that calculate the magnitude and direction of the force N to keep the piece in equilibrium. So we are considering that there is a equilibrium, and then we write summation of fx is equal to 0. So summation of fx means algebraic sum of all the forces in x direction. So in x direction these four forces are acting, that is right hand side n cos theta and 50 cos 45, so they are considered as positive, and these two forces 100 sin 15 and 70 cos 40, they are negative because they are acting in left hand side direction. So this 50 cos 45 plus n cos theta is right hand side, so it is positive, and these two forces are negative because they are acting in left hand side direction, is equal to 0. So we get the first equation, this one 35.355 plus n cos theta minus this value is equal to 0. So n cos theta is equal to 44.15, equation number 1. Now second equilibrium condition is summation of Fy is equal to 0. So now we will see the forces in y direction. So again these four forces, these two forces are acting upward and these two forces are acting downward. 70 sin 45 and 50 sin 70 sin 40 and 50 sin 45 is acting upward, so they are positive, and other two components are negative, which is equal to 0. So again we will get n sin theta is equal to minus 16.242, and let us give the equation number 2. Let us divide equation 2 by equation 1. So n sin theta divided by n cos theta, so we will get tan theta is equal to summation of Fy upon summation of Fx, which is equal to minus 16.242 divided by 44.15, and the answer is minus 0.36788. From that we can find tan inverse, and we will get two angles, that is 20.20 negative and 339.8 positive. So n value we can substitute either in equation number 1 or equation number 2 the value of this theta, and we will get this n value. Let us substitute 20.2 negative, and the answer is 47.04 Newton. So this n force is the magnitude of this force, and theta is this 20.20 or 339.80. The second example, that is based on the Lami's theorem. An electric light fixture weighing 25 Newton hangs from a point C by two wires AC and BC